Wapenzi watazamaji, karibu tena katika Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel, na nawasalimu popote mlipo, hamjambo, na natumai kwamba popote ulipo siasa za Kenya zinakupeleka vizuri, hata ingawa wengine wanasema kwamba siasa za Kenya zinawachanganya. Ni siasa za kihistoria za kipekee. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every person who has participated in growing my YouTube channel, and keep subscribing and keep sharing, keep watching our content. Today I want to address the ODM nomination exercise and the UDA nomination exercise. This year in the Kenyan politics, to my own view, from what I have seen, the Kenyan Parliament of August 2022 will be a historic parliament where we will be having so many candidates running independent. And the county assemblies will not be exceptional, because we might be having a high number of members of the county assembly running as independent. All this is happening because Kenya, as a country that is democratic, we fought for our constitution, we fought for our democracy, and the people who fought for the same democracy are the people who have this year killed and buried our democracy. I want to say both exercises, UDA and ODM, I'm addressing UDA and ODM because they are the major focus in this year's general election. That is Raila Odinga versus William Ruto. They are the two horse races now in the field. The two exercises were unfairly done. They were not democratic. Though, to my own view, UDA tried its best. Now, what ODM did is what we call consensus. And this consensus, to my own assessment, it was forcefully done. 3 or 4 or 2 contestants are called in Orange House. They are forced to step down in favor of another candidate. Why? Because you find this particular candidate, 1, is loved by the party. 2, he is loyal to the party. Hana kura but he is loyal. Hapendwi na wananchi but he is loyal. Watu hawampendi lakini akona pesa. 3, you find the candidate who is being favored has godfathers in the high table who are defending him. So you find a candidate has been imposed against the will of the majority, because democracy is simply defined as a country where its citizens have a say. The people have the power, as our constitution says, the sovereign power of the people. The same happened in UDA. They carried out a consensus. You are called in Karen, you are forced to step down. Reasons well known to gods and the party itself. Let me give you an example. You saw what happened in Luo Nyanza. People have been called into a consensus, yes. A person steps down today, but tomorrow the same person comes and says, no, I want to run independent. That tells you this person was being forced to step down, and it was not willingly done. You saw the protests. You saw how police were throwing tear gas. That tells you the people were not given the power to decide. How I wish myself that if there were 5 contestants in ODM or UDA, both they fairly go to the field, wamenyane pale, and we get a fair winner. When the people decide that way, then we will have a credible, civilized, disciplined, and morally upright leaders who will lead us after the August election. You saw what happened in Mombasa. Somebody steps down today. They eat with Raila Odinga. They greet and hug each other. Tomorrow the same person is sending supporters to the streets to say haki yetu, haki yetu, haki yetu, haki yetu, haki yetu. They are singing, saying that whatever decision that was arrived at yesterday was against the will of the people. You saw what has happened in Bonchari yesterday when Raila issued tickets in Nairobi. Pavel Oimeke, the current candidate for ODM, has declared to go independent. Why? The people were not given opportunity to elect their leaders. They were not given an opportunity to elect their leaders. You saw what happened in Bobasi. Bobasi, Davidson Onuso was given a ticket. Not because of the people, but because of godfathers who were able to defend him as a candidate. And that is the Kenya we are dealing with. And other many constituencies you've seen. MC Jesse was in UDA. He was called in Karen and told, what you do now, step down for this. They agreed. Tomorrow morning, Jesse is on the media saying, the decision yesterday was not my decision. I am now running independent. What does that tell you? If ODM really cares in issuance of tickets, for example, in Kisii Bobasi constituency, Simbarati comes from Bobasi. He is the Kisii ODM gubernatorial candidate. He was given an ODM ticket yesterday by Raila Odinga. The same constituency, Janet Yongera, who is defending a seat as a women representative, also comes from Bobasi. The same constituency. She has been given a loyal reward by Raila Odinga. Amepewa ticket ya ODM to run for women rep. Surprisingly, Janet Ongera does not support Arati. Arati doesn't support Janet Ongera. I don't know how these campaigns will be run. I don't know if Janet will campaign against Arati and she's in ODM. I don't know if Arati will campaign against Janet Ongera and he is in ODM, because Simba Arati has Donya Doris Toto as their preferred women rep. Doris recently joined Wiper, so she will be contesting on the Wiper ticket. Now, Janet Ongera on her side might be having a different gubernatorial candidate whom she might be supporting. The same constituency, we have Chris Mogerobure of Jubilee Party, who is an Azimio candidate. So in a single constituency, we have 3 tickets from Azimio. Janet Ongera of ODM, who does not support Arati. Arati of ODM, who does not support Janet Ongera. And Chris Mogerobure of Jubilee, an Azimio candidate. What am I trying to say? To my own view, Raila Odinga and William Ruto, if they really believe in democracy, if Raila Odinga really and truly fought for democracy of this country, if Raila Odinga fought for our constitution, which gives people the power and free and give them rights to elect their preferred candidates, if they could have given people the power to decide, we could be having a smooth election come August 2022 this year. It will be a historic nation. It will be a historic election where we shall have the historic number of candidates running independent. The people who are watched in ODM are running to UDA, are running to Kenya Kwanza from Azimio. Watu ambao walioshwa Kenya Kwanza in UDA, they are running back to ODM to support Baba. You know, it's Kenyan politics right now is totally mixed up. That tells you, to my own assessment, the nomination exercises have really shown us that as a country, we are far. We are very far. We are miles far from democracy. Tuko mbali sana. Wanasiasa wanazungumza kwa hapa tu. They speak on their lips. They utter democracy. But what they practice is totally the opposite of what they preach. So many people have been given tickets. Not because the people decided, but because the party saw it fit to award them. There will be a backlash. And I'm telling you for free, especially in Kisii where I come from, ODM will terribly lose in parliamentary seats, it will terribly lose. It will terribly lose. Because watu walipewa certificate kwa sababu wanajua watu wengine pale ODM. Watu walipewa certificate kwa sababu wengine wana pesa. Watu walipewa certificates kwa sababu wanapendwa na chama. We have lost direction as a country. We have lost sanity as a country. We have killed and buried our democracy. And the people buried our democracy are the same people who pretend to afford for it. Kenyans, let me tell you the truth. We are on our own. Usiwahi sema kama mwanasiasa atakupigania. We are on our own, ladies and gentlemen. Tumewachwa. Politicians are in their own world. But citizens, sisi tuko tu hapa. High cost of living. Tuko tu peke yetu. People pretend to fight for us. But then I'm telling you, there is no democracy. Democracy simply defined us. A country where people are given the power to decide for themselves. In the just concluded nominations, you saw what UDA has done. UDA has cancelled a number of nomination exercises that were done. Why? Because there were so many petitions. That tells you the ground was hostile on consensus. They have cancelled. In fact, they are even repeating in other areas. They are repeating nomination exercises. Why? Because the people have said no. You cannot impose candidates to us. It's us who have the power, and it's us who must decide the person we have. You saw what Chebukati said yesterday. Chebukati said the IEBC chair alisema fika kwamba the party has given people nomination certificates, but then as a commission, we may, if such happens, disqualify some candidates who do not meet the criteria and the constitutional requirements of a candidate fit to be cleared by the IEBC. So what am I trying to say? Kupewa ticket is not final. Unaweza pewa tiketi, but if you do not qualify as per the guidelines, electoral guidelines constitutionally stipulated by the IEBC, still you won't be cleared. I've seen people singing all over Kenya. Oh, mtu wetu amepewa, yes, watu wameimba, but then kuna tena kinyang'anyiro mbele cha kufanyiwa clearance from the IEBC. Anyway, 12 candidates who have been given nomination certificates in ODM and UD and other parties. I wish you the very best. I wish you peaceful campaigns, and see you after the August election. Defend yourself well. Fanya campaign vizuri. Uingie parliament. Tukutane mbele. I wish you the very best. Have a blessed time.